under the weather, so I've just been trying to, just get her motivated and keep her motivated for at least the minutes we'll be spending on the program today. Can you do that?
Thank you. I will try my best.
I know you will. Yeah. All right. So we appreciate you and we appreciate your efforts.
Thank you.
It's all right. You're going to be fine. Whether it is, I'll tell you something someone said some time ago, a guest on one of my programs. He said, one of his friends said that anytime you hear that I say that I am sick, that I have malaria, just know that I don't have money. So I don't know which one is it. Is it that kind of sickness?
Ruth,
or
I don't even know which one, but I know that I know if you're thinking that, you might not be too far from the truth.
Is it that kind of situation that you may be at someone else's burial and then you see, an alert from your bank and you start smiling? In fact, you start laughing and they're wondering, really, do you know where you are? Okay. Don't worry. It's going to come. It's going to happen one way or the other. That aside, we're not talking about Barrister Uche today, even though some people may relate to whatever she's saying or going through right now. But we're here to talk the law. We're here to talk legal matters. We're here to talk about how you know your rights, what to do, what not to do, where to go to whenever you find yourself in a situation and you need some legal advice, expertise. As always, you can count on us on Probono Chambers. This is where we provide you with such legal advice for free. And they're not just mushroom advice. They're not... was it now half done? No, this is legitimate. You can take it to the bank.
Well, yes, right, I want to believe that.
We believe that. I believe that.
Okay.
So you believe that?
Oh, well, yes, I do.
Some things are really wrong with Barrister Uche to do, but let's just see how we go. So she wants us to talk about housebreaking and burglary, and I say thief and armed robber.
well, those are yes. There are quite similarities between theft and robbery. Okay, yes, but when we talk about housebreaking and burglary, these are two distinct offenses under the Nigerian law that have very similar characteristics. Very similar characteristics. Now, housebreaking and burglary, like I said, have the same ingredients. However, they both mean the breaking or the entry, unlawful entry, to be specific, into a building or a residence or any kind of a structure primarily for the purpose of committing an offense. However,
what kind of offense?
Most often theft.
Okay.
Most often the offense is usually theft, but it has been expanded to include such other offenses like rape, like arson. That's unlawfully setting someone's property on fire, and many. It could be robbery. It could be not ordinary theft. It could be anything. But the illegal entry, the fact that entrance was gained into such a building by an illegal means without proper probably permission or something, is why both of those offenses exist. Now, the basic difference between housebreaking and burglary is the time of the day in which it was committed.
Oh.
That's this basic difference. They are different offenses with similar... I would like to say that they are twins. Now, the basic difference is the fact that one was committed during the day and the other was committed at night.
So now, one of the twins was born during the day and the other was born at night.
You can say that. And that also extends to the punishment for both. Also extends to the punishment for both of them.
Which is committed in the daytime?
Housebreaking is committed in the daytime. Burglary is committed at night.
Okay, this is really interesting. Like, and I want to learn more.
And it also includes the fact that it also extends to the fact that because of that time difference, which is the basic differentiation between the both of them, it also affects the punishment. Interestingly, rather, the punishment for one is just 14 years imprisonment, and the other is
in the daytime.
Housebreaking is committed in the daytime. Burglary is committed at night.
Okay, this is really interesting. Like,
and
I want to learn more.
And it also includes the fact that it also extends to the fact that because of that time difference, which is the basic differentiation between the both of them, it also affects the punishment. Interestingly, rather, the punishment for one is just 14 years imprisonment, and the other is a life imprisonment.
Okay, now, we will get to the punishment, my favorite part. Okay. Now, we will get to the punishment, my favorite part. But let's understand.
Yes.
Housebreaking, yeah?
Yes.
Takes place in the daytime.
Daytime, yes.
And what is the intent? What is usually the goal? What happens? Theft?
Majorly.
Theft.
Yes.
And so, like you said, it could be almost the same thing that would take place with burglary, but then the timing is what makes it different. So someone could go with the intention of stealing, and he or she does that and goes out.
Yeah.
Or stand.
Yes.
Housebreaking, yeah?
Yes.
Takes place in the daytime.
Daytime, yes.
And what is the intent? What is usually the goal? What happens? Theft?
Majorly.
Theft.
Yes.
And so, like you said, it could be almost the same thing that would take place with burglary, but then the timing is what makes it different. So someone could go with the intention of stealing, and he or she does that and goes out.
Yeah.
Or arson, or rape,
or
any other thing you could do, or rape, or any other thing you could do.
Yes. The point is the fact that you are able to establish that he gained entrance into the building unlawfully is very important.
But why is this timing such a big deal?
Well,
because if you do this, I mean, it's like you even have liver. Which one takes more punishment? Burglary?
Burglary takes more.
So if you have the liver to do what the person does at night, and you do it in the
well, that's one interesting aspect of our laws. So in fact, the moment when I pointed the fact that you are able to establish that he gained entrance into the building unlawfully is very important.
But why is this timing such a big deal?
Well,
because if you do this, I mean, it's like you even have liver. Which one takes more punishment? Burglary?
Burglary takes more.
So if you have the liver to do what the person does at night, and you do it in the
well, that's one interesting aspect of our laws. So in fact, the moment I've thought about that severally. I've tried to. I've thought about that severally. I've tried to. It's just like robbery and armed robbery, or theft and robbery. Now those are quite similar offenses as well, with very different punishments. Now, but the point is, you can find a rationale why it's like that in that case. But now I've really not been able to. So I'm sorry, but so far,
so you can't help us.
You can't able to
explain.
say this is why. This is why one's punishment is robbery or theft and robbery. Now those are quite similar offenses as well, with very different punishments. Now, but the point is, you can find a rationale why it's like that in that case. But now I've really not been able to. So I'm sorry, but so far,
so you can't help us.
Not
you
been
can't
able to
explain.
say this is why. This is why one's punishment is the provision under the Nigerian law. Now, I must say also that night time under this law is 6:30 p.m. between 6:30 p.m. and 6:30 a.m. Yes, that's night time. Now, but the point is, you begin to ask questions. What if someone gains entry into your house at, say, 6:25?
And comes out,
and
after
you didn't even
6:30.
see, and you didn't even notice the person's presence until after, say, 20 minutes. You didn't, maybe you were somewhere else and you were not aware that someone has gained access into your residence or your shop or something or anywhere. You are not aware, and then you find out that it happens that you are able to notice that person's presence at 6:20, at 6:43, for instance.
How would you have known that he even entered before 6:30?
No, let's assume.
Would you have asked? Maybe?
Well, I'm just trying to say. Okay, let's say there is a camera somewhere that has a timer, and then the thing is able to tell you that this person, and then you find out at 6:40 something. Now, what offense are we going to?
Marisa, are you asking us questions? See someone that we're good. Okay, there really is a problem here.
That's why I've been trying to wrap around this thing, and I haven't been able to so far. I'm still going to do intense research on this topic and try to. Interesting. But it's just that the law says, I'm just stating the position of the law as I know it, that one offense is that which is committed during the day and the other at night.
So what if I trespass and I unlawfully gain access into someone's house, but then I didn't do anything? Maybe I just wanted to take a look. Well, I've been seeing their car, the way they go out. I see like they're very.
That is immaterial. That is immaterial.
I didn't steal anything.
That's not the question. The question is that you have been able to gain, whether or not you successfully carried out any. The point is you have illegally gained entrance.
So into, what would they call that? It's neither theft nor burglary.
It is.
Oh. House breaking.
It's house breaking. That's if you gained entrance during the day.
Yeah, but without carrying anything, without putting fire anywhere, without causing harm to anybody.
That's not the question. The question is that you have successfully gained entrance, whether or not you're able to do away with the property.
So it means there's going to be a difference. House breaking and theft.
Yes.
And then house breaking only. If I didn't steal anything, if I did not do anything other than entering the premises.
House breaking is different. Theft is different. Theft is illegally taking someone's property with the intent of depriving him.
So the 14 years you're talking about is actually for house breaking.
The offense of house breaking, not for theft. That's a different. You'll be charged if at all you gain entrance into the building and you successfully steal. Then we're going to charge you for both house breaking and theft.
Once upon a time, someone came into our house through the. Okay, let me just say it's been like decades now. Through the ceiling, they were actually in pursuit of him, and somehow he found his way that way, and he came in. So we would have arrested him and charged him for that.
Yes. Yes, and now I must also say that it mustn't be the fact that you gained entrance into the building yourself. That must not be it. You can gain entrance into the building yourself, but where you able to gain entrance into the building by means of deception or by means of a collusion with someone inside the building. If, for instance, I have a building and then probably I have someone else in the house who connives with an individual outside and helps the individual to gain entrance into the building, that's also house breaking. So the moment you are able to access the building, now let's see, section 410 of the Criminal Code provides that any person who breaks any part, whether external or internal, of a building, or opens by unlocking, pulling, pushing, lifting, or any other means, or any other thing intended to close or cover a building, an opening in a building, or giving passage from one part of the building in another, he is said to break into the building. So if you come into the house through the door, you mustn't necessarily destroy the lock or destroy the door. The moment you are able to come in, through the door or the chimney or the window or however means, through the ceiling, however means you're able to gain entrance, whether or not you successfully destroy any
on your
of
way
those
in,
on your way in, is not the question now. The question is that you have been able to gain entrance. Okay, he now says further that a person is said to enter a building if as soon as any part of his body or any instrument used by him is within the building. So if, for instance, you are coming in and
you use
let's say you're coming with a stick, or probably you're coming with a bag or something, or a hammer or something, whatever it is you're coming, or you just came in and we have not seen the full part of your body, we just saw your leg. You have successfully gained
with half body.
That's what
but what if the door was not necessarily, there's a door, yes, but that it wasn't properly closed?
Yes, and if the door was not properly closed, the most important thing is that somehow you opened it further, and then you gained entrance. That is
okay.
Let's
the element. Sometimes we have neighbors, and you're knocking, you're asking, you're talking, you're like, who's home and all of that, and there's no response. And because you're neighbors and, well, you've been into the house before,
yes,
you now open and you enter just to see maybe the person is at the back, somewhere in the kitchen, yes, and then you just go in.
Well, remember that I said that it is breaking into the house with the intent to commit an offense.
Sometimes you may not have that intention, but then you go in and eventually you realize that the person is in the bathroom, and then suddenly the intention, yes.
Okay, fine. That's for as long as you have, even if you gained you gained the intention before you gained entrance, or you had the intention before you gained entrance, or after you gained entrance, the fact that you successfully the intention was there at some point. Because it's possible that I could be at the back of the house, probably minding another business, and somehow the house you gained entrance from the front door, and then you made away with probably an item in the sitting room, in the living room, or somewhere, and you went away. It's enough to establish the fact that you have successfully committed the offense of housebreaking if you did that during the day, or burglary if you did that at night.
One thing I want us to make clear here is that, is it possible for a neighbor to break into your house now without necessarily having any intention, but then the person didn't go through the whole process of knocking, or maybe they did but you didn't hear? So you're probably just coming out from the bathroom or somewhere else in the house, and then you just see this person in the sitting room or just coming in. Would you feel, can you charge that person and say, you just broke into my house?
Did he have the intention of making?
There was no intention.
Well, then that wouldn't the ingredients of the essential ingredients.
Well, you won't really start asking.
Elements.
No, see, how would you even know for sure that someone has got? Because if you're asking me, even if I had the intention, I can start to say no, that I didn't have any intention. And especially if you're coming in and I was not about to pick anything.
Well, at that point, it hasn't committed any offense.
No, because I'm saying this because before some neighbors would be like, my neighbor just broke into my house, and meanwhile they have been going into the house.
The exception. Okay, now the elements of housebreaking include breaking into the house, entering the house, and it must be a house or a building, or it mustn't be an open space. Yes, and then intention to commit an offense. Now it says here that the act of breaking can be committed by actual breaking of any external or internal part of the building, by unlocking, pushing, lifting, pulling of a window shutter, which are ordinarily used for opening or closing a building, or giving passage to any part of the building. That's in section 410 of the Criminal Code Act. Now he further says that breaking is an essential ingredient of both burglary and housebreaking. If a man leaves the door of his dwelling house open and a thief enters, the elements of breaking has been established.
Okay. If
a person, for instance, leaves the door open and a thief enters,
you can't charge him.
The offense is now for theft, and a thief enters and takes.
But he came through
and takes something from the house, yes, that will not amount to breaking an entry. That wouldn't amount to house breaking because the door was open.
What if he asked someone to open the door for him?
Well, that is what I said, that it mustn't be you. If he has done that with the collusion of someone, with the assistance of someone else, the fact that they successfully opened by themselves is enough.
An entry.
But where he comes in through an open door, they would remove that element and then charge him for
theft alone.
Yes.
Just the absence of a closed door can change one's sentence and punishment. That's interesting. So we'll talk about the punishment after this break.
All right.
Do stay with us on Human Rights Radio.
Beyond Radio 101.1 Human Rights Radio.
I know you're gonna dig this.
Redefining broadcasting.
This is to inform the general public that the activities of scavengers, also known as Babambola, is prohibited within the Federal Capital City. Their activities are henceforth restricted to the area councils. Residents of the Federal Capital City are advised to be vigilant and report any suspicious activities to law enforcement agencies. Together, we can make Abuja the city of our dreams.
Èyí ni láti kéde pé ojúṣe àwọn Sagolo Sapanu tí a mọ̀ sí Babambola ti dópin nílùú Àbújá àti ìjọba àbílẹ̀ mẹ́fẹ̀ẹ̀fà bí ọwọ́ sìnkú àwọn agbófinró bá wá bá ẹnikẹ́ni nínú wọn yóò fi ojú ba ilé ẹjọ́ o. Ẹ̀yin olùgbé Àbújá ẹ yára tètè tẹ́tíléko tẹ́ bá rí ẹnikẹ́ni tí ń yọ́lẹ̀ ẹ̀dà tí kò tẹ̀lé òfin tó sì ń sagolo tí ń sapáànù ẹ tètè fi tó àwọn agbófinró létí. Àjọṣe wa ni o láti mú kí olú ìlú yìí dùn ún wò kí ó sì dùn gbé pẹ̀lú ìrọ̀rùn. Ìkéde yìí wá láti iléeṣẹ́ ìjọba olú ìlú yìí ìyẹn Federal Capital Territory Administration.
Awidna akugna aza vien kinzinege tuntun aza mbatun aya una vidankulu na kobege Babambola atela jebaje o kinzine nkoyin tinya kola ka hae abatun kola pojin nara kansi vien ba lokutna e kinzine ozana wa sasatu vidankulu wotna aba wa api aga otata agna kinzindalo mbasasaloge balaweka na zaipia da na azalaba sasalo kinzinege balawepi na ja zaipia bakara na bana banwa ba tabashiba agabatata yutna wode yami kinzinne ko na ba abwa abeji awudneba mbagbin FCT atutni jina kokoge Federal Capital Territory Administration.
Mmiri ebidola a na-adọ ọhaneze aka na ntị ka ha gbochie ma kwụsị akparamagwa ga-ebute mmiri ọdụdọ na mbuze dịka iwufu ahịhịa n'ime mmiri na-asọ asọ ya na ịtụnye ihe n'ime gota. A na-emekwa ka ị mara na iwu ụlọ n'ebe na-ekwesịghị dịka ụzọ mmiri nwere ike ịkpata ịtụfu ndụ ndị mmadụ n'efu ya na ihe nweta ndị mmadụ ịla n'iyi mee ihe kwesịrị dị mma. Ọ bụ Federal Capital Territory Administration FCTA na-ezitara gị ozi a.
A yayin da damuna ta fara kankama, an shawarci al'umma da su guji bata muhalli wanda ke iya jawo ambaliya. Zub da shara ba kan gado shine makasudin babbar ambaliya a birnin tarayya Abuja. Saboda haka kar ku zub da sharar ku a magudanan ruwa. Bugu da ƙari, an shawarci al'umma da su kiyaye yin gine-ginen gidaje a hanyoyin ruwa wanda yin haka kan iya jawo rusan da zai laƙume rayukan al'umma da dukiyoyinsu a lokacin damuna. A koda yaushe ku kasance mai yin abin da yake daidai. Wannan sako na zo muku ne daga hukumar birnin tarayya FCTA.
Gẹ́gẹ́ bí a ti mọ̀ wípé àsìkò òjò la wà, èyí ni láti sọ fún gbogbo ènìyàn láti yàgò fún ìwà ìdọ̀tí, dídà ìdọ̀tí síbi tí ò bójúmu tí ó lè fa omíyalé àgbàrá ya ṣọ́ọ̀bù. Dídà ìdọ̀tí síbi tí ò bójúmu tàbí òpópónà sì jẹ́ ohun kan gbòógì tí ó ń ṣokùnfà omíyalé àgbàrá ya ṣọ́ọ̀bù ní ìlú Àbújá. Ẹ má ṣe da ìdọ̀tí sínú gọ́tà tàbí ọ̀nà tí ìjọba ti pèsè sílẹ̀ fún omi láti gbà kọjá. A tún fi àsìkò yìí sọ fún gbogbo olùgbé FCT Àbújá láti rí dájú wípé wọn ò kọ́ ilé sí ọ̀nà tí omi ń gbà kọjá. Èyí lè ṣe okùnfà fa pípàdánù ọ̀gọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀mí tàbí pípàdánù ohun ìní ní àsìkò òjò. Ẹ ṣe ohun tó tọ́. Ìkéde yìí wá láti àjọ FCTA Federal Capital Territory Administration.
As the rainy season begins, the general public is hereby advised to avoid environmental practices that could cause flooding. Indiscriminate waste disposal has remained a major factor causing flooding in the FCT. Do not throw your garbage into gutters and drainages along waterways. Residents are also advised to avoid building houses around natural waterways, as this could also lead to loss of lives and property during the rainy season.
Do the right thing. This message is from the Federal Capital Territory, FCTA.
Ana sanar da dukkanin al'ummar birnin tarayya Abuja da ku kasance masu bin dokoki sahu da kafa, musamman ma ta fuskar dokokin hanyoyi da na kafa guraren kwana ba bisa ka'ida ba a birnin tarayya Abuja. A kuma sani cewa har yanzu dokan nan ta hana amfani da tsofaffin motoci a matsayin taxi, haka zalika kananan motocin bus da kwasta, tare da hana sana'ar ataba a cikin birnin tarayya Abuja. A kuma tabbatar da cewa an bi dokar sana'ar ataba a guraren da doka ta amince, tare da tabbatar da bin dokar hana karuwanci da yawon banza a birnin tarayya da sauran laifuka kamar tu'amali da miyagun kwayoyi, kafa tashoshin motoci ba bisa ka'ida ba, da dai sauran laifuka iri daban-daban. Hakika duk wanda aka kama ya karya doka za a hukunta shi. Mu haɗa hannu domin gina birnin tarayya Abuja a matsayin abin alfaharinmu.
Eji ohere a echetara ndị bi isi obodo anyị bụ Abuja mkpa ọ dị idobe iwu tụmadị ka o si gbasata okporo ụzọ n'ebe obibi na-ezighị ezi. Biko mara na enyela otu task force nke minista hibere ikike ịhụ na iwu nke mechibidoro adịgboroja ụgbọala ọbụla eji arachapịọm pụtara ihe. Ha ga-ahụkwa na akwụsịrị kpamkpam iji ọgbatumtum maọbụ ị na-aga ebugharị ndị mmadụ n'isi obodo anyị bụ Abuja. Otu a ga-ahụkwa na ha gbochiri ndị keke ma mawapụtakwara ha ebe ha ga na-agba na mpaghara isi obodo anyị. Ha ga-ekpochapụkwa ndị akwụna na ụmụ mmekpa ahụ ndị ọzọ dịka ịtụ mgbere mmadụ, ire ọgwụ ike nakwa iwepụ ma kụrie ebe obibi ọbụla na-ezighị ezi. Otu a ga-ahụ na ewepụrụ ọdụ ụgbọala na-ekwesịghị ekwesị n'isi obodo anyị. Biko ka anyị jikọọ n'aka ọnụ wulite FCT ka ọ dị ka anyị si chọọ ya. Ndị aka ga-akpara dara iwu ndị a ga-eji anya ha hụ ntị ha, bụrụ ezi nwa amaala, dobe iwu ala anyị.
Aha! Kékulé ó gbọ́ kó yá àwí fún toko. Kánò ó gbọ́ kóró fún ọbẹ̀ pé ìjọba olú ìlú yìí ń fi àsìkò ìran gbogbo olùgbé ìlú yìí ní etí o pé ìjọba kò fi àyè gba àwọn ọkọ̀ tí kò dára, kẹ̀kẹ́ nàpẹ́ẹ̀bù, ọ̀kadà alùpùpù àti àwọn ọmọbìnrin tí ń ṣiṣẹ́ gbélépawó, ìyẹn àwọn aṣẹ́wó nínú ìlú Àbújá o. Mọ́ gbàgbé pé àwọn amúnisínkùn ìjọba ń bẹ láàrin ìlú, bí ọwọ́ wọn bá bà ọ́ ajẹ́pọ̀ orugi oyin nìyẹn o. Káwí fún ni ká gbọ́ ìlú yọmọ adarí hunrun, ṣèbí ká sọ̀rọ̀ fún ni ká gbà ní yọmọ ẹ̀dá èèyàn. Gbọ́ ohun tí ìjọba olú ìlú yìí ń sọ fún gbogbo wa, kí ìlú Àbújá kí ó lè dùn ún wò, kí ó lè dùn ún gbé fún gbogbo wa. Dídára olú ìlú yìí àjọṣe wa ni o. Jẹ́ kí èmi àti ẹ jẹ́ olùgbé rere.
Are you living around Jahi, Utako, Kado, Lifecam, Warimpa, Katampe, Wusetu, Mabuchi, Kadokuchi? If you are, do not miss this awesome opportunity to get your child enrolled in our purpose-built school. Our fees are unbelievably cheap for what we offer. Register for daycare, nursery, and primary at Oscar International Academy, located at Jahi 1 beside Platinum Plaza by Mabushi Ultra Modern Market, Abuja. Also available is a fun-filled educational plus skill acquisition summer program. For more inquiries, please call 081 01 17 2885 or 070 8202 8220. Oscar International Academy, the perfect grooming ground for your kids.
There is an opportunity of getting employed on Project Smart Jobs and earn up to 300,000 naira monthly.
Really?
Yes! The National Institute for Hospitality and Tourism, NIHOTOUR, has partnered Consolidated Alliance on Project Smart Jobs.
Project Smart Jobs?
Project Smart Jobs is an online employment training platform that gives you requisite training plus empowerment seed fund up to 1 million naira as startup capital.
Seriously?
Yes, 1 million naira to buy and sell deals on Smart Jobs mobile application. For more information, visit www.nihotour.gov.ng and click on Project Smart Jobs. To register, visit www.smartjobs.ng or call us on 081 8557 8887 or 081 8557 8888. Take a bold step and visit us now.
.1 Human Rights Radio. Redefining broadcasting.
Join our diverse team of legal experts as we provide education and guidance to you, our listeners, on a broad array of issues raised by the modern legal landscape, absolutely free on Probono Chambers, airing on Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM, redefining broadcasting.
Human Rights Radio.
Thank you for staying with us. We're back on Probono Chambers, and today we are talking house breaking and burglary, theft, no, not armed robbery, but burglary. And Barrister Uche has tried to tell us that, well, they're like one and the same things, however, just the timing that differentiates them. And then if you're unfortunate and you go for the night time, which starts from 6:30 p.m., then you would have a life sentence.
Yes, the punishment for burglary is life imprisonment, while the punishment for house breaking is 14 years imprisonment.
Okay, that's sad, because I feel like there are other things that deserve, like drunk driving. We discussed that some months ago, and the penalty, the fine was, the money was, I can't even want chickeny money. And it's not fair. I think it's not right. That has to be reviewed, because you are capable at that point in time of taking another person's life, and yet you want to tell that person to go and pay 2,500 naira.
Yes,
it's not right.
Well, I'm sure our laws are undergoing a gradual phase of development.
It shouldn't be gradual anymore, because time is going and people are suffering.
Okay, noted.
It's not. Why are you sounding like this? Noted. Like, okay, you have to take this up. Be the champion for this particular change, because we can't have people drinking and driving into buildings and other people possibly taking their lives, and then all you have to pay for is just a very, very insignificant fine. But well, it's what the law says for now.
Yes.
But like we are saying, it needs to be reformed.
Yes, of course. Reforms that take place every once in a while, and I'm sure very soon you will get the reforms that you
Nigerians will get.
I'm speaking with you now. But it's important. Now, that was on a lighter note. It's important that we take a look at all of this. But our concern for this morning is the position of the law as it relates to these offenses,
which I am also not comfortable with, because I feel I'm not making room for anyone to break it. You should not break into my house for any reason and all that. But then especially for house breaking and burglary, like, it's just
we need to understand the fact that these laws are there to protect us. As members of the society, protect you from crime, protect you from every form of injustice, unfairness, protect you from, keep you safe in the society. Now, we may not be able to exactly say why the punishments are the way they are, or why these distinguishing factors are there, but that's the position of the law, and it's important that we know that this is what it is.
Okay. Well, you can call in and let's hear your side of thinking on this matter or any other legal matter at all. All you have to do is call 081 89 991011. That's 081 89 991011. It's Probono Chambers on Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM. And we are talking housebreaking and burglary this morning on the program. Feel free to call in and ask your questions. We have a few minutes to do this, considering some circumstances here. So quickly call in and we can talk more on any legal matter, situation, or question you may have and you need some professional advice on. You get to call us and you get to talk with the barrister, and let's get your thought. Looks like the network in... Okay, let's not talk about the network. But if we don't see any call come in, then it definitely has to be the network. All right, one managed to come through. Let's listen to this. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sister Ruth.
Welcome, Brother Kingsley from Italy.
Yeah, it's me, Kingsley. Yeah, you're right.
All right.
I guess I heard the barrister saying for burglary, the sentence is life imprisonment, correct?
Yes.
Okay. If for burglary is life imprisonment, I'm sorry, I always drag my issues down to politics. Our big politicians and leaders, or rather call them rulers, that are looting our money and are subjecting the people to hard situation, suffering, and even leading to death of so many. And by way of looting our money, you've committed so many atrocities that have led to the death of so many. And those politicians at the end of the day are not getting life sentence. How would we justify this? How is the law being fair? In as much as I'm against burglary, but these politicians that are losing our resources at the end, they get 5 years, some of them get 1 year, and some of them are even in house arrest, and people have died in the course of their looting, and they are not having any maximum sentence. I think the law is being unfair here. Thank you, Sister Ruth.
Thank you very much. I like when they call me Sister Ruth. I feel like a sister. Okay, so he kind of shares my sentiments. That's not exactly fair for someone to break into your house and then you want to give that person 14 years, or if it's depending on the timing, you give him a life sentence for that. Okay, we're not saying the crime is okay to commit to but we're just looking at something that should be commensurate to the crime committed.
Yes. Increasingly we are having various reforms. And we wouldn't say that the law is not wearing a human face. Well, I wouldn't say that, but the needed changes are taking place gradually. We have changes and developments coming into all of this, and I'm sure that even in the court, a lot of innovations are taking place in our laws, and I'm sure that gradually we would begin to see this necessary changes taking place and happening. But as it stands today, that is the position we are looking at.
All right, you can still call in 081-8999-1011. Probono Chambers on Human Rights Radio this Thursday morning in the nation's capital. Call in and ask your questions or share your concerns with us, and the barrister will be answering your questions, if any. Well, in the absence of any call, just in case, let's just have your final thoughts on. Before we have your final thoughts, let's see this person here. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Pius. I'm calling from Jabi.
Your name is?
Pius.
Pius. Okay, we're listening.
Yes, sometime last year, that was December to be specific, I reported a police agent who beat my sister to death. It happened in Makurdi, Benue State, but the way police were handling the case there was not satisfied. So I wrote to the IG here in Abuja, and at the same day I reported the issue to National Human Rights, and the National Human Rights finally transferred the issue to Makurdi and assigned one of their officers to investigate the issue. So now police are frustrating the effort of human rights. The whole thing, this thing is getting to a year now, and I'm thinking of another legal, option to go. But the fact that I was not having money to hire the services of a lawyer, that was why I decided to go to human rights in the first place, and then I reported to police. But nothing has been done, and the way things are going is as if I don't know if that will not get justice. So I wish that you advise me on the legal, how I should go about it aside the human rights. Hence, nothing is done about it. Hence, the whole thing is going as if the justice will not be obtained at the end of the day. So, as a legal practitioner, what do you advise me to do? Thank you very much.
All right, Pius, thank you.
The matter in question is that the life of your sister was taken by an officer of the law. You should get justice. Now, that is an offense, a grave offense, actually, as it is. Now, I think you should go to the Legal Aid Council. If for whatever reason you are unable, you shouldn't even be the one to prosecute. The state should ordinarily prosecute. Now, the matter obviously has not been in court, or has not gone to court. I think you should go to the Legal Aid Council. I've gotten their address, and it's on Port Harcourt Crescent off Gimbia Street in Area 11 here. Pay a visit to their office and speak to one of the officers. I'm sure the person would guide you on what else to do.
Okay, Pius, I hope you got that. Can you just take that address again? That is the address of
Legal Aid Council. Is on Port Harcourt Crescent off Gimbia Street, Area 11. Gariki, here in Abuja.
So explain your situation to them. Tell them, of course, they will know what you need. Obviously, you cannot hire a lawyer, according to him. So they should be able, like you said, the state ordinarily should take care of that.
Yes.
Okay. And we wish that you get justice, really, in any case. All right, then. That's the much we're taking. Barrister Uche would like to say a few words on this conversation. Learn to close your doors properly so that people don't come in.
Yes, well, it's important that we put in necessary safety measures to ensure that we are safe in the environments that we live in, notwithstanding the fact that, yes, there are stiff penalties for offenders and all of that, but you don't want to go through the torture or trauma that comes with being attacked in the house. So it's important that we stay safe. We'll keep ourselves safe, keep your property safe, ensure that you are vigilant, and report any suspicious movement to security
Thank
agencies.
you very much. We don't want you to bite your tongue in the process. All right, that's much we're taking on Probono Chambers this Thursday morning on Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM. It's been a pleasure, and thanks to those who called in. I am Ruth Usman. Do stay with us.
Beyond Radio 101.1 Human Rights Radio.
I know you're gonna dig this.
Redefining broadcasting.